To the naked eye, a rock on the ocean floor seems simple, silent, rough, unremarkable. But the moment that rock opens its eyes and shifts its entire biological structure in the blink of an eye, everything changes. I never expected to find a creature this over-engineered, this efficient, and this bizarre. We usually just call them seafood, harmless mollusks, but the reality is far more unsettling. Watching that perfect camouflage, I started asking a crazy question. What if the aliens we're so busy looking for in space are actually already here? To truly understand what we're dealing with, we need to rewind the clock. Not just a few hundred years, but 600 million years. Before dinosaurs walked the earth, before the first trees sprouted leaves, the octopus lineage had already split from our own evolutionary branch. And here's what truly blows my mind. Genetically speaking, you have more in common with a T-Rex than you do with an octopus. We are from two completely different worlds. The last time we shared a common ancestor, life was nothing more than tiny worms on the primordial ocean floor. So calling an octopus a mollusk, lumping them in with snails and clams, feels almost like an insult. While their cousins played it safe, building hard shells and hiding in the mud, the ancestors of the octopus did something insane. They discarded their armor. They chose to become a form of independent intelligence. It's as if Mother Nature decided to experiment with intelligence twice, once with our spines and brains, and once again, completely separately, in the deep sea. But why? What evolutionary pressure forced an ancient creature to abandon the ultimate protection of a shell, to become naked and soft, yet possess such a superior brain? To operate a biological machine this advanced, Mother Nature had to completely redesign the hardware. And it starts with the basics: fuel. Most life on land, including you and me, runs on red blood. That's iron, or hemoglobin, a fantastic oxygen transporter. But in the suffocating depths of the ocean, where oxygen is a luxury, iron isn't enough. Octopuses don't use iron, they use copper. Their blood contains hemocyanin, a copper-based protein that turns their blood a ghostly blue. This blue coolant is far more efficient at extracting oxygen in extreme environments. But to pump this viscous, heavy fluid through the body, one heart isn't enough, so they have three. Imagine your body needing 3 separate engines just to stay alive. One main heart pumps blood to the body, and 2 auxiliary hearts act as specialized booster pumps for the gills. It is a perfectly tuned high-pressure hydraulic system. If one heart stops, the machine can keep running. But the most impressive hardware isn't inside, it's right on the surface, the skin. To call it camouflage is an understatement. It is a high-resolution 3D display. Beneath that skin are millions of pigment sacs called chromatophores, connected directly to the nervous system. They don't change color passively like a chameleon. They change actively, pixel by pixel, in milliseconds. And it doesn't stop there. They can change their physical texture. By controlling skin projections called papillae, they can turn smooth skin into spikes, mimicking the texture of coral or rock instantly. This isn't just biology, this is optical stealth technology. But as I dug deeper into how they operate this system, I found a paradox that kept me up at night, a paradox of the self. We've always believed consciousness resides in the brain. The skull protects the command center, and the body is just the vehicle. But the octopus completely shatters that model. They don't have one brain. They have 9. A central donut-shaped brain wrapped around the esophagus and 8 satellite brains located in each arm. 2/3 of an octopus's neurons are not in their head, but in their arms. What does this mean? It means their arms can think. Experiments have revealed a terrifying truth. If you sever an octopus's arm, and I know this sounds cruel, that severed arm doesn't die immediately. It remains alive. It still senses the environment, reacts to touch, and even tries to grab food and move it toward a mouth that is no longer there. This is decentralized intelligence, a distributed cognitive network. Like the internet, there is no single central server with total control. When an octopus explores a cave, the main brain doesn't need to order "check that hole." It just sends a vague signal, and the arm handles the calculation, sensing, and decision-making itself. It is multitasking at a biological level humans can't even imagine. But if you think 9 brains is weird, this final ability makes the octopus seem like a creature from another dimension. They have the ability to hack their own source code. We all follow the central dogma of biology. DNA creates RNA, and RNA creates protein. DNA is the fixed blueprint. You're born with it, and you die with it. To change your DNA to adapt, you need millions of years of evolution and natural selection. The octopus doesn't have time for that. They've developed a capability called RNA editing. Instead of waiting for genetic mutations over generations, they intervene directly with the messenger RNA. Imagine this: you're in warm water and suddenly a freezing current hits. As a human, you'd freeze to death. But an octopus? They instantly rewrite the code for protein production in their nervous system to function smoothly in the cold. They don't change the hardware, they update the software instantly. This is a superpower that shouldn't exist. It breaks the rules of slow evolution. While we rely on coats, heaters, and external tools, the octopus simply reprogrammed its own body. They are their own genetic engineers, upgrading their operating system whenever the environment demands it. And this ability poses a frightening question. If they can upgrade themselves, decentrally think, and possess biological tech millions of years ahead of us, why haven't they dominated the world? Why do they hide in the deep instead of building great cities? There is a fatal flaw, a glitch in this perfect design. It is time. The greatest tragedy of these ocean geniuses is that they live incredibly short lives. Most octopus species live only 1 to 2 years, and even crueler, the parents always die before their offspring even hatch. What does this mean? It means there is no inheritance, no culture, no history. A baby octopus is born with superior intelligence, but it is completely alone. It has to relearn everything about the world from scratch. Every bit of knowledge, every complex hunting strategy an individual accumulates, vanishes into the void when it dies. They cannot build a civilization because they cannot accumulate knowledge across generations like humans do. But imagine a different scenario. A hypothesis that gives me both chills and excitement. What if one day, through natural selection or their own genetic editing, the octopus breaks the curse of its lifespan? What if they start teaching their young? If humanity disappeared tomorrow, I believe the octopus is the strongest candidate to replace us as the masters of Earth. They have the intellect, the dexterity, and the infinite adaptability. Perhaps deep in the dark ocean, a potential civilization is patiently waiting for its time. It reminds us of a humbling fact. The universe has more than one way to create intelligence, and the aliens we're forever searching for in the distant stars might actually be right here, beside us, swimming silently in oceans we still barely understand. Right now, I'm pushing hard to elevate the visual quality and research to bring you more authentic, cinematic science stories. But exploring these mysteries takes a lot of time and resources. So, if you find value in these videos and you want to see even bigger, deeper films in the future, your support means everything to me. Thank you, truly. And for now, Try watching this video here. I think you'll love it.